James started back at ESO back in 1997 as our IT guru. Back then, we still had typewriters for him to service. Yes, it was that long ago. James isn't that old. Speaking of service, James, I didn't know this until Cammie sent it to me, has 32 years. 32 years of amazing state service. Give him a round of applause. So now I was asked to do a little James Lee, This Is Your Life moment, so here we go. In 1985, while attending CSUS, he got a student assistant job with the state controller's office doing accounting work. Then in 1987, a week before he graduated from CSUS with an accounting and management information systems degree, thank you very much, he got a full-time permanent job with the Department of General Services in an Order 1. DGS? Thank God. Because after 2 weeks at DGS, he returned to the state controller's office as an accountant trainee. We knew you were a good one. Then in 1991, James ventured out into the private sector as an IT consultant, working for a medical software company, doing software support, on call for 24 hours. Not much has changed. We had you on call for 24 hours. For customers across the US and Canada. Finally, in 1997, one of his co-workers at the medical software company, who we all owe a great gratitude to, told James about an opening we had at DWR, thank God, and the rest of those last 26 years are history. I, for one, can hardly believe that you survived all of our, James, I need help with this right now! James, I have an emergency! James, it's not working! 26 years of that. Good job. I'll get to that. So everyone, please give James another big round of applause for surviving 26 years of all of us. Seriously though, James was so much Mike! Oh, there we go. James was he's supposed to be retired. Still happen. James was always so much more than our friendly, reliable, and dependable IT guy at DICE. Over the past years, he was one half of the Cammie and James. That was one word we all use on a regular basis to get us all out of so many IT issues. Go ask Cammie and James. Go ask Cammie and James. It's like a hashtag now, right? One word. We've all said this hundreds of times. James has always helped everyone in our division, no matter what he was working on himself. He always stopped everything to lend a hand to you in your moment of IT emergency. James also always made sure that all the DICE folks were highly caffeinated with only the best coffee money could buy. He ran our DES coffee club for so many years just because he could. And do you know a funny thing? He didn't even drink coffee back then when he started it. He did it for all of us. That is so James. Speaking of others, James also organized for many years the DES blood drive effort, dragging anyone around to donate blood and have some chili and cookies with juice over at S Street for all those years. And I look around and I see many of you that were dragged to the blood drive with James for chili. You know who you are. He is very proud of how many gallons he has given of his own blood to others, as he should be over the years. James never ever slowed down. Even in the last several years at DICE, James saw the need and started our very own DICE UAV program. And he really enjoyed shopping for drones, let me tell you. This guy can spend lots of money. And he even got FAA certified. Go James. Our amazing UAV team is a success because of you. Big clap. James, who's got it? Who's got it? James is one of the most selfless, kind, thoughtful, and giving human beings that I have ever met. I and so many others have had the pleasure of working with him over our many, many years at DICE together. In fact, another fun story, James is so giving and so selfless that when they asked him what he wanted for his state retirement gift, he picked out a super fancy purse for his wife, Judy. He didn't even get a gift for himself. see is great. And it's in the hands of Cammie and Ian and Brandon now, and so your UAV team is as well with JT. James, we are also thankful for everything you've given us over the years, especially all the fun memories and all those fun pictures at parties. So this party today is for you, James, and it's our way of saying thanks for everything, Jelly. I want us all to take another moment to thank the party planning team and give them all a big hand, especially Miss Cammie Curtis, who organized all of that. Where are you, Cammie? This is in the back. Thank you for your drinks. And now we have some special guest speakers and some even more special presentations for James. And I hope the microphone doesn't die on you like it's dying on me. We have a great lineup of folks to shower James with awards and recognition on his many, many years of wonderful, above and beyond great service for our department, DWR. So without further ado, I see her in the back. You know her, you love her, and she's our very own DICE alumni, our fabulous lead deputy director, Cindy Messer. She's going to present to James the director's letter.
All right. Can everyone hear me okay? I know. All right. Well, oh my God, I can't believe it. I know I'm supposed to read this letter. I won't say too many words, but James, I feel like just yesterday we were at S Street, that crazy little office, and I think you were 12 and I was 10. So congratulations and thank you. I'm very honored to be part of this, and I am going to read the director's letter, just so I make sure that the words come across to everyone, and then maybe I'll communicate to me. So, all right. Dear Mr. Lee, thank you for your 26 years of dedicated service to the Department of Water Resources and 6 years with the State Controller's Office, and for your service to the people of California. Your contributions to the department have helped immensely in information technology services and the Unmanned Aerial Vehicle, or UAV program. I remember all these conversations. I appreciated your research ability to find solutions to resolve issues and improve the process of providing services to our customers. Your hard work and diligence have greatly benefited the department and the people you serve. On behalf of Carla Namath, our director, I am pleased to send you, or pleased to give you this letter, but apparently you will also get a retired employee identification card sent to you in the mail. And I hope you maintain your interest in the department and its work. Also, receiving information on the department's alumni club and how to become a member. I hope you do that. I hear it's a very fun club. So best wishes in your retirement from both myself and from the director who sends her best wishes. So thank you, James.
Thanks, Cindy. All right, next up we have Olaf Van Ardeen, one of James' DTS pals, and our DWR Enterprise Operational Services Manager. He's going to present the Secretary of State resolution to James, much deserved.
I'm Olaf Van Ardeen, one of the IT managers from DTS headquarters. In 2015, the DES client support staff were assigned to my client support unit. Just what I needed, more staff to quote unquote supervise. Well, I had interactions with DES crew in the past. James, Cammie, and Justin seemed like an agreeable bunch. So maybe not so bad, but how would they feel about having a downtown supervisor? I scheduled a field trip to go out there to meet them and introduce myself as their new supervisor. To my surprise, they greeted me with what I would describe as big smiles and open arms. This was a reception and quite a surprise. James and his crew were excited to show me stuff they had been working on. You know, the stuff that only IT manager would love, like methods for imaging your computers. I was their supervisor for about 2 years, which the DTS the DES staff describe as supervisor for a minute. Well, I guess when you've worked as many years as James, the years start to seem like minutes. James had been working for DWR for several years before I arrived as his supervisor. Here are some of the attributes that I recognize with James and his work ethic. Always takes his role as lead IT staff member seriously, takes pride in the quality of his work and his relationship with his staff and customers. Demonstrated excellent customer service skills, innovative ideas to improve methods and support. Some of the efforts that James has been involved with, not least of which was mentoring IT staff members, working with the field crews to maintain and transfer their data, DES hydrodynamic modeling, VDI improvements, scripting to automate additional functionality and reporting of user computers, fulfilling IT needs for the environmental water quality and estuarian studies branch, DWR UAV operations. Speaking of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, each year, usually on the hottest days of summer, Technology Services, DTS, has their summer picnic. Even the DTS IT stepchildren from West Sac are invited to this. One year, while all normal activities were taking place, suddenly a drone appeared from nowhere. I think it came from the direction of the sun, so it could remain undetected as long as possible. This looked like serious surveillance over our DTS picnic and had me wondering who wants a spy on an IT picnic. It hovered over the DTS picnic site for some time, then started to make crazy ascents, descents, circling around, leaving and returning. And then I noticed the crowd of people around him, and there he was, James, the future drone master of DWR. I found James to be a very clever fellow. Bring the hobby toy to the DTS picnic and impress the big boss, Tim Garza at the time, who loved toys, by the way, and I think he knew it. Then, not coincidentally, in my opinion, a few weeks later, I received an email from James, and I quote, "I am realizing how out of date my 525 is. I need more time to work on it. I would like to include aspects of DWR UAV operations into my 525. I'm thinking, yeah, right, that won't fly, unintended. But I told him I would talk to Garza. Well, what do you know? He had already been working, James, had already been working on DES management and had gained their approvals. Soon his 525 was rewritten to include UAV coordinator / operator for DES and DTS. Thanks for throwing in DTS there too, James. I guess you meant for the picnics. A clever fellow indeed. All kidding aside, I believe it was rather good timing and good fortune for DWR to have a dedicated employee already with skills in the new and valuable technology the department needed. Finally, I'll read from James A&D of November 2015, which sums up what James has meant to the department. James, you are well liked by the division staff and others throughout the department. You possess an easygoing personality that blends well with the diverse group that you support. Serving as IT land administrators, what we called them at that time, is not always an easy task and has proven to be very demanding at times, and it says a lot when the employees you support only have positive comments. That is an accomplishment. I've always relied on your ability and knowledge to assist me in my decision-making related to IT issues. There have been many times I could not provide you detailed information, and determining your resources and sometimes direction was something you had to do. I continue to be pleased with your thought processes, your methods you use to complete complex assignments. The strength of a team is expressed by a team's ability to support and assist each other, which you've demonstrated. Although you have consistent heavy workloads, you always are willing to volunteer your time to participate in division activities. Keep up the excellent work. James, I want to congratulate you on a job well done as a public servant for California, and I wish you the best in the next phase of your life. May your drones always stay above the ground and out of the trees. also have a presentation from the Secretary of State to Gideon. I'll go ahead and read it. Okay. Secretary of State. Oh, unofficial certificate of status. I, the person reading this letter out loud, not the actual Secretary of State, hereby unofficially certifies, as of September 28th, 2023, Mr. James Lee is authorized to celebrate his status with his favorite people at the Firehouse Restaurant in Sacramento, California. This letter certifies that James Lee shall exercise all powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to his status, which includes but is not limited to not going into work ever again unless he wants to bring in dim sum or photograph the next holiday party. The real Secretary of State letter will be forthcoming at a later date. It will document what a spectacular job James Lee has done over the years, which is nothing compared to the positive impact he has made on his co-workers during his tenure with the state of California. And is signed by someone nobody knows.
Thanks, Olaf. So this next guy, he needs no introduction. It's our very own DICE Division Manager, Dean Messer, who's going to present the governor's letter. Come on up, Dean. Take your time, take your time. Come on. It won't be painful, I promise.
Hello, everybody. Good to see so many familiar faces. Some I haven't seen in many years, so I can't wait till we get through with this and we can mingle. So in order to read this, I've got to take off my glasses, close one eye, and squint. And my advice to all of you is stop getting old. It's not pretty. All right, from the office of the governor. By the way, the governor and I have a standing poker game every Thursday night, so he's still aware of this. I'm honored to congratulate you, James E. Lee. I'm honored to congratulate you upon your retirement from the Department of Water Resources after 32 years of exemplary service to California. Our state is grateful to have benefited from your experience and skills. You have helped better serve the people of our great state, and you should take great pride in your accomplishments. Thank you for your commitment to ensuring that our government meets the needs of all Californians, and please accept my best wishes for the future. Sincerely, Governor Newsom, Governor Gavin Newsom. So, come on up.
Wow, governor's letter. It still doesn't seem like thanks enough, James, but it is from the governor. Next up, we've got Priscilla Jang, who has worked closely with James as a DICE manager for years, and she's going to present our gift from DICE to you.
Hey James, I just can't believe you are retiring. I mean, so many years it has been coming to me, say, I'm gonna retire, I'm gonna retire. I said, oh yeah, you're gonna retire, you're gonna retire. And then I'm gonna retire in June, and then I'm gonna retire in July, and then I'm gonna retire sometime, this year. And then finally actually came to us, say, I'm really retiring. I'm doing on my phone, so I'm gonna retire. I said, oh my God, I'm happy for you. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, who's gonna replace you? How am I gonna find that person that have all the knowledge and the skill that's gonna work with what you have done for DICE? And so I just want to let you know that it's gonna be difficult for me to find another person to fill the position. You have much for DICE over the years, 26 years. And you have troubleshoots all their PC, laptop, printers, anything's going on with IT, you're there, you help them. And even anything with non-IT, you go out your way to help them. I mean, you do whatever you need to do to help them. I really appreciate all your hard work and your dedication to guys and to everybody that you help. So I remember, I think 5-6 years ago, James and Harry, I was crazy at that time. They came to me and said, hey, Priscilla, let's do a UAV program. I was like, what are you talking about? You know, the UAV program where you throw stuff in the air and then take photo and then he's like, I'll show you what it looks like. So he brought like image of his cabin, all the pictures with nice snow and pine trees, and we're like, wow, that's amazing. The picture is beautiful. And I was like, James, that's a hobby. It's not a job. I mean, what are you talking about? and so then I was like, he's like, I was thinking like, did you try to start the program just to give us extra more work before you, what are you thinking? And to be honest, I'm really appreciative that you brought up the ideas of starting a drone program because it does provide drone service to guys, and a lot of people utilizing it. I really appreciate it. And the program has been expanding, and because of you, the program exists. So I really appreciate that. And besides that, I really want to thank JT, Camis, and the pilots that they continue to carry on this program. Because without all you guys, this program don't exist. So I really thank everyone for that. I want to tell you something really funny. So when you told us that you want to retire, Cami was like, oh, I'm so upset, Priscilla. James announced he's retiring. I'm so sad. And you know, I don't know what to do. I mean, he's not going to be here anymore. I go, well, you know, I know, Cami, I know you're sad and I know you're upset. But, you know, I know you worked with him for so many years. He's just like family. It's hard to see someone leaving, right? She's like, no, it's not that. The reason I'm sad is because I had to take up his work. So I'm like, calm down, Cami. I'm just going to make her happy because, you know, she's only the person in IT now. So last 2 months, James, I'll be honest with you, I found out that she's giving work to Ian and Brandon. Guess who's crying? Those two. I'm crying out in the sky room. So by the way, I make up the story, okay? So Essential Love, Ian and Cami and Brandon, they were having a party in the IT supplement. They're very happy that you're retiring and it's real happy for you. So please enjoy your retirement and best wishes for you and your family. And I'm very honored to stand here to present the gift of all of us to you for your retirement.
Okay, all the mushy stuff is over now, right? Maybe. I'm going to ask my colleague, James Newcomb, another fabulous alumni, and now the Assistant Deputy Director of the Salton Sea Restoration Office, had to look that up, to lead our champagne toast for James.
Thank you, Laura. Well, thanks everybody for coming tonight. I think we're all excited to be here to celebrate a remarkable career. You know, certainly a successful career, and I'm going to steal a couple quotes from Maya Angelou just to make this easy on myself. And honestly, I say that because I am feeling a little bit emotional because I do feel a lot of admiration for James. So Maya Angelou defines success as liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. And I think you certainly check all those boxes, and it's really culminated in all of your work, and certainly people that brought up the drone work, and that's an important piece of it. I mean, it really is this new technology that a lot of agencies weren't adopting. You were at the forefront of all that, and because of your passion, you know, liking what you do and liking how you do it, you're able to bring DWR to the forefront and help us incorporate that technology into our work. And that was really important for us. Far more important than that was, you know, really how you made us all feel. And I'll steal another quote from Maya Angelou. And she said that, you know, people will forget the things you did, people will forget the things you said, but people will not forget how you made them feel. And so I think it's important to point that out, and Laura has already addressed it, is in some of our most stressful moments we've come to you, and you've had this calmness about you, you've had humor about you, and you've made us all feel like the most important people in the world in those moments, and have allowed us to be able to do our jobs, and we're all very grateful for that. And so we wanted you to know how you made us feel throughout your career. And so what we did is, Scott and Cami and I, we sent around a survey to 50 of your closest colleagues. And we asked them, what are some words that come to mind when you think of James Lee? And so we took those words, and go ahead, Scott. We put them in a graphical representation for you so that you would understand how you've made us all feel over the course of your career. And so, certainly we borrowed your iconic profile picture for the backdrop to personalize it to you. But and the way this works is the words that appear the most frequently are the ones that come to the forefront. Words like friendly, kind, smart, were certainly common words that came through in the survey, and so those are the biggest font and appear centered. But there's also a lot of unique experiences that all of us have felt with you throughout the years, and those are also documented in there, and those appear towards the outer center. And so this is our way, James, of just showing you how much we appreciate the person that you've been. You've made DICE an incredible place to work for. You've made the DWR a better agency, and you've really made us all better people. And so I think I speak for everybody when I say let's raise a glass, and let's toast our friend and colleague, and start to celebrate James Lee.
Thank you, James. I'm not crying, you're crying. Okay. So now, all that's left to do is celebrate James. Make sure you tell him how much he means to you, and make sure you raise a glass, share a conversation, come over and say his beautiful family. Go grab a drink and a bite to eat, and then we're gonna have open mic. If anyone wants to come up and share a "That's So James Lee" story, or a moment with all of us, feel free to come on up and grab this mic. Enjoy the party, everyone, and thanks everyone for coming. Enjoy your evening.